So hi engineering Janta, I am Vaibhav Shukla and I welcome you all to the day 2 of this Python series. So I hope I am visible and audible to all of you. So before I begin, just confirm me in the chat section. I can see these charts on my side and you just confirm me whether I am visible and audible to you, and then we'll move ahead. Fine. So a lot of serious study to be done today. Henceforth, you guys tell me in the live chat section that whether I am visible and audible to you or not. If I am visible and if I'm audible, you can just drop a yes in the live chat section and then we'll begin with it. Fine. So great. Hi Manikanta, hi Shashank, hi Vibhuti. Hi everybody. So welcome to the day 2 of this Python for Placement series. And before I begin, like always, I'll tell you one interesting thing. Look, sometimes some doubts remain unanswered in the live chat section, correct? So what you can do is you can simply go ahead and follow me on this particular social media handle, which is my Instagram handle @ShuklajiSpeaks. Here I can directly guide you. Also, I am running a free of cost drive where I am asking my students, where I'm querying them out that whether you're facing any difficulties in your placements or not. If you're facing it, I have a whole bunch of mentors who are here to solve your problems. You straight away drop your contact number in my DM to this particular handle. Fine, this Instagram handle would help you out, so you can drop the number there and I'll immediately let my team of mentors connect you. Fine, so I can read your chats. So great meeting you guys, and we'll straight away start. So anybody who's late, it's your loss. Fine, so let's go ahead. Let's understand what topics are we going to cover today. So the topics that we are going to cover today would be: number 1, we'll have conditional statements. Fine. So what does this conditional statement contain of? If, fine, else, and there is one more interesting structure or one more interesting statement in Python, which is elif. Fine. So these are 3 different statements, and in these 3 decision control structures, they're also called decision control structures. Fine. So all this you should note carefully because this is very important for the placements. Fine. A lot of times the interviewer would simply ask you that, go ahead, tell me about decision control structures, and if you're blank, then you're in big trouble. Fine, because this is the very basic of any language. Then we'll move on to the loops. We'll understand about while and we'll understand about for loop. Now look, in Python there is no do while loop. Fine, pre-existing do while loop doesn't exist, so we'll focus more on while loop and for loop. Along with that, we'll understand a few logical operators. What will be those? We'll understand and, we'll understand or, we'll understand not. Fine, and apart from them we'll cover break and continue statements. Fine, a lot of more things I'll teach you. For example, in if we'll learn the shorthand if statement as well, but broadly we'll cover this much in today's lecture, and 2 very important placement oriented programs. Fine, so placement questions, which will be: one would be for a prime number. Fine, and the second one would be about factorial. Yes, this would work. Also, I'll be collating very meticulous notes for this. Fine, not these handwritten notes, but proper printed, well written notes for you people. Anyone who needs these notes has to DM me on Shuklaji Speaks, which is my Instagram ID. It is floating in the live chat section. You can directly talk to me on Instagram @Shuklaji Speaks is my handle. So first thing that makes me very happy here is I can see almost similar strength of students who were yesterday. Kudos to you guys, because the consistency is what keeps you going, what makes you learn things. So now I've written majorly about these things and we'll straight away go to the decision control statements. We'll learn about them. तो मैं tab अपना side में कर देता हूँ. I'll keep it aside and I'll go ahead with my keyboard. Fine. So let's go ahead and let's switch to our coding portion. Fine. So again, we are here from the hello world and we'll go ahead and we'll learn about a few statements here. So as I told you, I would write about conditional statements. Fine. Is my screen properly visible to everybody? Tell me, is it visible to everybody? Sir, can I watch day 1 of yesterday class? Definitely, Shashank, you can watch it. It is recorded. You'll have it in the live section of our YouTube channel. Fine. Okay, so it's fairly visible to you all, but I'll zoom it out a bit. Fine. I hope this is enough. This much zoom is enough. However, I'll zoom out later on, but right now let's go ahead with this zoom. Fine. So we'll go ahead, and first statement that we are going to study would be the if statement. Now, with the basic common sense, we all know that if is naturally, even in English, it is a word that indicates a condition. For example, you might have a sibling at your home and that sibling might be very troublesome, very naughty sibling, and he'll say that I'll only do your work if you get me a glass of water. Fine. Or I'll only gift you a chocolate if you do a cute dance and send me a video. Correct? So such things can happen. So this particular word if indicates a condition. Henceforth, here in Python, if does the same job. It indicates a condition. For example, A equals to say 20 and B equals to say 210. Fine. Now tell me, in these two statements that I have written, what is A and what is B? Then we'll go ahead. I hope this is enough zoom. Now it is visible. Even I can see it on the screen, guys. It's perfectly visible. Fine. So tell me, what are A and B? We have discussed this yesterday. This was almost the initial concept that we discussed yesterday. So फटाफट बता दो. Genial, I can see Genial, I can see Demo Channel, I can see Usha Shri, I can see Shashank. So go ahead, guys. First of all, tell me, what are A and B? Variables. Perfect. Perfect. Variables. So here, if I say B greater than A, now this is greater than operator. Fine. So a lot of operators I would be telling you alongside the programs that we're writing. Great, great. Everybody is writing variable. Great. Genial, great. Demo Channel. Great. So yes, Genial has written perfectly. Variables A and B contain integer values. Now, if B is greater than A, if this condition is true, what would happen? I would simply say print B is greater than A. Correct? Now, what's very important here? See, if you see carefully, here there is a significant gap. Correct? This is called indentation in Python. If the indentation is wrong, nothing would work. As simple as that. It would throw up an error. Right now the indentation is correct, so it would not throw an error. It would give us the right results. And here in this case, B is greater than A. This statement is true. Henceforth, this if would execute. Let's see if it prints B is greater than A. So yes, it's printing it. What if I do this? Fine. I remove the indentation. Will it print? Yes, it would. It would, but in the error section. Fine. So the point is that when I actually distort the indentation in Python, the structures do not behave correctly and henceforth you see errors. Correct? So it is clearly saying indentation error, expected an indented block. So what is here? Indented block is needed and still it is needed. Now if you carefully see, what I can do is I'll go ahead. The best possible method for indenting is you go ahead, Either you do print or you can press tab. Fine, that also works well. So this is how you actually fix the indentation. So indentation is very important. I did this deliberate error so that you, whenever see your program not working correctly, be careful of this error. This often happens when we write long codes. Fine, this often happens. So let's run it again, and yes, we are getting the correct code. Now in this there is one more structure, which is else. Okay, so if b is greater than a, if it is true, it would print it, correct? Otherwise, what should it print? It should print a is greater than b, correct? Now I'll replace it. I'll make it 220. Now let's check. Now this else block should execute, correct? Because else says that if this particular if block, when this statement is not true and if doesn't execute, else can execute. Fine, so let's see whether it executes or not. It does. A is greater than b, correct? Himanshu is saying you cover all topic for placement like DSA in Python. I'm covering whatever is required in Python as a language in the basic coding problems that are asked. Fine. For deep diving in DSA, I'd suggest you one thing. Look, you simply go on this particular website, prepinstaprime.com, and here, if you want specific DSA portion to cover, you can go ahead and cover it out in DSA in Python. Fine, this is available. All you need to do is do the get prime, and here in get prime what you can do is you can apply the coupon code Shukla10. I would request the support team to put the coupon code. So there is a coupon code place here, and there you can type out the coupon code Shukla10, and that coupon code would give you some discount there. Fine. So support team, if it's you guys, Mahin and Rahul, please put the links and the coupon code in the chat section. So you'll have those coupon codes within a while. Let's come back to the studies, and we have else. So I hope if and else are very basic. They're pretty much clear to you. Now, what if I tell you there was one more thing that I had earlier mentioned, elif, correct? So you have coupon codes in your chat section. So you had elif here, correct? And here in elif, if I write a greater than b, fine. So basically this is nothing but else if, which in other languages it is elif, it is else if, in Python it is elif, fine. So here what we'll do is we'll write print, and then we'll go ahead and write a is greater than b. If a is greater than b, if this is true, then this should be printed, and in this else block I'll write a is equal to b. So there are only three possible cases, na? There are only three possible cases. Either a can be greater than b, or b can be greater than a, or both can be equal. Only three possible cases are there if I'm trying to compare them, correct? So let's check it out right now. This particular elif block should execute, right? So let's go ahead and run it out. Yes, it is executing correctly. Now what if I make it 210? So basically I have made it 210. Now neither this block should execute, neither this block should execute, only this particular else should execute, which should say a is equal to b. Let's check it out. Correct, we are doing it right. So this is particular if else or elif statement, and this is often called decision control structure. I hope this much is clear to everybody. Was this easy peasy? Tell me, was this easy? Very easy, I would rather say. Fine, this was too easy for you guys. Fine, yes, easy. Also what you can do is you can join the Telegram community, fine, which alongside the coupon code you can see in the live chat section. There also I can put it. Exactly, this is easy peasy. So let's go ahead and let's understand something called as shorthand if. So sometimes you might not want to write in this manner, correct? So what you can do is you simply write if statement if a greater than b, fine. Rather I would alter the above statement only. Why to do hard work when it is already available? So I am a lazy man, as I always tell you here. So this is basically shorthand if. Fine. And I'll make this b greater than everything so that rest of the things can be ignored. So b is greater than a, this is true, this should work. B is greater than a should be our output. It is there. Fine. So this is called shorthand if. When actually you go ahead and type out the whole output of the if, that whatever you want to be executed after if is in a single line. Fine. So this is shorthand if. Is it clear to everybody? Sir, where to write these codes in Prep Insta along with you as now? Okay. So first of all, write it on a pen and paper. I would never suggest that alongside me you write it in a compiler. Never. Fine. Now, what you can do is, you can go ahead and use prepinsta.com/online compiler. Fine. This is the URL, and wait a minute. I'll actually show it there. So this is the URL that you actually have, prepinsta.com/online compiler. So my support team, Mahin and Rahul, all you need to do is prepinsta.com/online-compiler. This is the link, and you please paste it into the live chat section so that people can later on access it. Fine. So this is primarily shorthand if. We've understood it, and if you're watching this, please make sure that you're writing in your register. No need to write things on the screen itself. Dobara se practice karna. Fine. This would give you a chance to practice later on. Now, we have done if statement, we have done else statement. So what should we do else? What else do we need to do? Let's do something interesting. Shorthand if and else. So what I'll do is, great Shashank. So what we'll do is, we'll actually use shorthand if and else. We'll use both the structures in a single line. So what I'll do is, if a greater than b. Now all of you know that when I'm writing this, I can simply write a condition like this. Hana? I can simply write this condition like this as well, or I can simply write this condition like this as well. It works. It perfectly works. But when you're writing if and else both in a single line, what you need to do? You can write this. Print, I'll say a is greater than b, and I'll actually do this. Now, what it would do is, it will print a is greater than b if a is actually greater than b, if it satisfies this condition. Fine. Else, it is just like English language. That is why Python is so easy. Now, else print Janiel is a regular student. Fine. So let's see, Janiel, whether you're a regular student or not. What output does it give? Let's see. So Janiel is a regular student. Fine. Let's check it out. Let's check if it is working or not. So b is greater than a right now. So Janiel should be a regular student. Let's check whether we are right or not. So Janiel, congratulations. You are a regular student. Good that you're coming regularly. Fine. Can we write if, elif and else statements in one line? No. It would throw an error. If you're trying this, basically, if you want to do it in this manner, it would work. But if you want to write it in a manner where you're trying to fix indentation and then trying it, no, it won't. Fine. That is why I'm teaching you all this. Fine. So now all you need is the second thing which we can go ahead here is logical operators. I know I had written it here. I'll show you. I had written it here on the third priority, but they should be covered first before the loops. Then we'll go to loops, and along with loops we'll understand these break and continue statements. Fine. So let's go ahead and let's go to the logical operators. Now, anybody who has studied 12th from non-medical, they have studied logic gates, correct? They are same as logical operators here. Fine. So if you're trying to do AND, it would basically require both the outputs to be true to work. Okay. If you're writing OR, it would require one of the outputs to be true to execute. I'll tell you what I'm saying. Fine. I'm saying let's create one more variable C, which is 400. Fine. And I write here if A greater than B, what you have to do is you print if A greater than B and A greater than C. So basically I'm trying to show you the AND operator. I'll go ahead and write it here. AND operator. Fine. So this is a logical operator, logical AND. So I'm putting it here, and so if A is greater than B and greater than C, then you should print, what should you print? Vaibhav sir is best. Fine. Best. That works. Anybody who doesn't agree with this statement? And not get exactly Shashank. कुछ वैसे ही है, कुछ वैसे ही है. ठीक है? It's like that. So anybody who disagrees with this statement, फटाफट बताओ in chat section if you disagree with this statement. So till then, I'll run it out. Or here, what I'll do is, so Janiel doesn't agree. Janiel says yes, I'm good, fine. Or in else we'll write print Vaibhav sir you look great. Fine. So let's see, what does this compiler actually want to tell me? And I've commented this portion out so that it doesn't interfere with our output. So let's see, what does it say? It says I look great. It is not saying that I am the best. After all, the computers are very honest. Fine. So else block will print. Exactly, Genial. You are understanding it correctly. Very good. Now, let's see whether I had done it in this manner. 500. Fine. So if I have done in this manner, if A is 500, what particular block would execute? Fatavat batao. Now tell me, what block would execute? Fatavat batao. What block would execute? I have now changed the value of A to 500. What block will execute? If block. Correct. Correct. See, Vaibhav sir is the best. I deliberately made it do it. Fine. कैसे नहीं बोलेगा मेरे को बेस्ट है? बोलना पड़ेगा. देखा? यही तो होती है मोनोपोली. Fine. Now, coming back. So, primarily my point is that this is how actually you can use the AND operator. Fine. When both the conditions are true, only then this will execute. For example, had I made B 600, at that point of time, this A greater than C would have been true, but A greater than B is false. Now in this case, else block should execute. Fine. So let's go ahead and let's try this. Vaibhav sir, you look great. See, else block is executing. Fine. So this is happening because one of the conditions is not true. But what if I use the same block again? Fine. I use the same block again. Why isn't it copying it out? Fine. So I'll use it. I'll copy this out. I'll put it here. And let's comment this whole portion out. Fine. So I've commented all this out. We'll see this later. Right now, in this case, what if I do OR? Fine. So this is for logical OR. In this case, what would happen? Any one statement would prove me best. Fine. Any one statement would prove me best. See, A is 500, B is 600. This particular statement is not true. A is not greater than B, but A is 500 and C is 400, so A is greater than C. In this case, this if block should execute because OR requires only one of the statements to be true. Let's check it out. See, it is executing this if block. Correct? सबको clear है if else? Fine. Correct. Correct, Sonali. Correct. Top 150 questions. 150 not out. Are you talking about that? So I guess you're talking about this. 150 not out. You're talking about this. कोई बात नहीं यार, इस पे भी आएंगे. Don't worry. We'll come to this, Radha Krishna. But the point is, first of all, you need to have a good understanding of a language, then of DSA, and then we can move forward. Fine. So we have done if else, we have done logical AND and OR, and similarly not works. So if I tell you about not, if rather I would not write much, I'm a very lazy man, as I told you. If not A greater than B. So if A is not greater than B, basically, if it is that case, then it should print Vaibhav sir is the best. It is printing this, fine. Had A been 1100, it would have not printed anything. See, please reload and try again. So basically this is our standard message. We give it when nothing is printed, fine. So nothing is running. Henceforth, you can see this out. If I change it a bit smaller than B, let's check it out. Now it's running, correct? So is it quite cool? मजा आ रहा सबको? फटाफट बताओ. Is everybody enjoying so far? Was the class very easy till now? फटाफट बताओ in the chat section. By that time I'll write what next we are going to cover. So it is easy for Srihari. Genial, it's not easy for you. It's not easy for Usha Shri, Sonali. For Sonali it's easy. Genial, it's easy. Good. Good guys. Good. So we'll move on to the while loop. Great. 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 Great guys. अभी ये सारा easy जो है ना ये पता चलेगा last में. अभी देखेंगे. Actually क्या है? We'll do a question and then we'll check it out. So let's go to the while loop first. What does it have for us? So I'm just declaring one variable which is I equals to 1, and this is a convention that generally the counter variables in loops are generally declared like this. Now what are loops? For example, you want to do a particular task for a while, correct? You want to do a task again and again repetitively, and for that you don't want to write 15 lines of code, fine. You don't need to execute print again and again. For example, I want to print Vaibhav is great for 15 times. I will not write it 15 times, no? For that loop is there, fine. So loop will keep on reiterating the statement. See, I'll show you. While I is less than 6, till the time this particular statement is true, keep on printing Vaibhav sir is what? Is a nice man. Fine. I hope this works with all of you. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll in front of you I'll basically run it out. But this while structure requires the incrementing of counter. So what I'll do is I plus equal to 1. For all those people who don't know what this plus equal to is doing, I'm telling this again. However, I have told it yesterday, so you should revise it out. I plus 1. Fine. So this is what it is executing. Fine. So it would keep on incrementing the value of I. I has started from 1. It would go till 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Fine. It would go till there. Let's run the code and let's see how many times it tells me that I'm a nice man. So see, it has told me 5 times. Vaibhav sir is a nice man, is a nice man, is a nice man, is a nice man, and then it stopped. Fine. So this is what while loop does. I have not written this line 5 times, but I have got the output 5 times. Is it clear? Is it clear so far? Yes, Genial, you were right. It needs updation. That is why we have this updation statement. Now, what we can actually do here is we can actually break it. In a while, we can break this. For example, what I can do is if I equal to 3, fine, I'll say break, fine. Now remember one thing, this whole structure, is there any doubt? No, there's no doubt. So this whole structure that you're seeing here is in nesting kind of structure. This is called nested structure. So basically in this while you have another structure of decision which is if, fine. So when in a particular loop or in a particular if statement you put another if or another else or another loop, it is called nesting of the decision control structures. Fine, you can note it out. So what does this break statement do? It immediately ends the execution of the loop and comes out of the loop. Fine. So when it would do this, it would come out of the loop, and here out of the loop I'm writing another statement, print loop is finished. Fine. So what it should do is For the number 1 it should execute, for 2 it should execute, for 3 it should execute. So basically it should print Vaibhav sir is a nice man thrice, and then it should print loop is finished. Fine. So let's check it out whether it's doing the same thing or not. See, it printed out my statement thrice and then it said loop is finished. Is it clear to everybody? Is it clear to everybody? Tell me. फटाफट बताओ इन द चैट सेक्शन. मजा आ रहा है अब तक? समझ में आ रहा है सब कुछ? आसान है, बहुत इजी चीजें हैं. ठीक है. Great. Now what I'll do is I'll put I here so that you can even get a better understanding of it, what I'm trying to tell you now. If I use continue statement here, so what it would do is when I comes as 3, fine, it would actually skip the iteration and it would continue working. It would continue working and it would not print I. So basically I'm saying I'm putting the structure above, I'm putting this below. So basically this print I is not in this indentation. When you have I equal to 3, this equal to says checking the equivalence or checking the equal values. So when you have I equal to 3, you continue. What does this continue do? For I equal to 3, it would not print the value of I. It would start the loop all over again from the next value which is available. For example, it would print for 1, it would print for 2, it would not print for 3, it would print 4, 5. Fine. So that's how it is going to work. Fine. So let's try and check, and then loop is finished would be executed. So let's check whether it works or not. So it is actually not printing anything. Why so? Why is it not printing anything? So basically I'll try and update it here. However, this error shouldn't be there. So yes, it needs updation, and from the next time the updation was not happening, so I shifted it above, and now see, it is printing out 2 because initially I incremented the I and then I printed it out. It was initially 1, it got incremented here, 1 was less than 6, it got incremented here 2, and then it was printed. Then it came back again here, 2 is less than 6, but 2 was incremented and made 3. When it was 3, it was checked and it was not moved further. Continue statement again pushed us here. So 3 was less than 6. This statement was never executed. Fine. Now you get what continue statement does. Yes, you can use Srihari for and while interchangeably, there's no issue, but you have to carefully understand where you need for, where you need while. Most of the times you'll need the for loop, you'll not need the while loop most of the times. Fine. So is continue statement clear to everybody? Fatavat batao, then only I'll move forward. Great, continue statement is clear. Chalo ji. Now let's go ahead. I'll rather write it here. For loop. Fine. So what is for loop here? I would comment this whole while structure out. I'll put it in the comments. Fine. So this is whole commented out structure. And what are we going to do with for loop? So for, before I go ahead with for, what I'll do is I'll first of all tell you that how for actually executes. So let's create a list of vehicles. Fine, vehicles, and this is a list where you have one car, you have one bike, fine, then you have a cycle, fine. So basically this is your list of 3 vehicles. Now what is this list? This list is a data structure. So how it will print 6? When you put I less than 7, fine. So all this is upper bound, or what you can do is I less than equal to 6 कर लेना इसको, ठीक है? चलो यही करते हैं पहले. Let's solve the doubt of Genial and then we'll move ahead. Fine. So Genial wants 6 to be printed. Fine. You are actually asking why 6 is printed, because while we are using, okay, I got your doubt, while we are using this I less than 6, we were using this, and why 6 was printed here. See, 5 was less than 6, correct? In the last iteration when we came to print, 5 was less than 6, so immediately it was validated true. We entered genial. Here what did it do? I was 5, so I equals to I plus 1. What does it do? 5 plus 1, correct? So this becomes 6, and this 6, this is not true. 6 is not equal to 3, so this would be ignored and it would print 6, correct genial? Is it clear? चलें आगे. ठीक है भाई, सही है. So let's go ahead. So this portion, vehicles, car, bike and cycle, this is a list. Now what is a list? We'll understand tomorrow. Tomorrow is the class where we'll understand about data structures. Fine. So we'll understand about them a bit, about list data structure, about tuples. We'll go ahead. Fine. So we'll understand about that. But right now just remember, it is just like an array where you have values. So vehicles is basically having these 3 values or these 3 outputs here in it. So what are we going to do? We are going to use for, and what we'll do is we'll do for x. This is a variable only for x in vehicles. Now when you do this for x in vehicles, you're actually iterating in this. Fine. And this x would hold up any value which this list contains. And if I'm using this by default for x in vehicles, so it would iterate from first value to the last value automatically, and I would say print x. So it should basically print all these car, bike, cycle. Let's see whether it prints or not. See, car, bike, cycle, it is printing. Fine. It is printing all of them. So this is how for loop works, but this is for the list. Generally you'll not be using this. Generally this would not be the way you'll be using for loop. So what would be that way? Let's understand that way as well. Fine. So for x in range, so this would be the range function that you will use, and you would say for x in range 5, print I am so beautiful. Fine. So let's try and print it out. So it would print out 5 times. Now one very important thing to understand here. Here it would start from value of x equal to 0. Fine. And it would go till x equals to 4. It would not consider 5. And by default the increment is of 1, of plus 1. So by default increment is of plus 1. Fine. Is it clear to everybody what we just did? Is it clear to everybody? फटाफट बताओ. Great. So what we'll do is आगे चलते हैं. Now we can actually use this range function very carefully like this. For x, I don't want it to iterate from 0. Fine. So I want to iterate it from 2. Fine. And I want to iterate it till 6. Now in this case, deploy some logic and tell me, I'm just printing the value of x. Fine. I'm just printing the value of x. So here it would print out this value for me. And now just tell me one thing. From this value, just tell me one thing. Whether from 6, whether it would iterate in a manner that 6 would be printed. Just tell me that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Genial is saying 2, 3, 4, 5 would be printing. Okay. So why 6 isn't printing here? Tell me that. Why isn't it printing 6 here? फटाफट बताओ. Tell me in the chat section. Genial, you're correct that it would print out 2, 3, 4, 5, but why? Why isn't it printing out 6? Yes, because it works till n minus 1. Fine, so if this is the n, it would work till n minus 1. So let's go ahead and print it out. So see, 2, 3, 4 and 5, they are printed. Correct. यहाँ तक समझ में आ रहा है? Now what if I want it to increment by 2? I don't want this default increment of +1. I just want 2. I want increment to be of +2. So this third value would actually indicate the step. It is called step in Python. Fine. So it would increment by step of 2, 2, then 4, and then it would not print anything because it would get incremented to 6. So let's go ahead. Let's try and printing it out. Let's try printing it out again. And what are we getting? 2 and 4. See, I told you. Fine. So that's how ranges work. That's how the range function works for you people. Is it clear to everybody? Fatavat batao. Genial, you're absolutely right. It's 2 and 4. So this is the step that we used. Now, without wasting any time, we'll do a placement question. So I am actually removing all of this code that we have at our hands. Fine. I should remove this as well. Fine, we have had enough welcome here. I'm removing everything from my sheet. So by far, is it clear to everybody? Was the lesson very easy today? Now I'm giving you a placement question. Very important placement question. Fine. It is often asked in various service-based companies, so I'm giving you out. This is check whether a number is a prime number or not. Fine. So all you need to do is you have to check whether a number is a prime number or not. And this is often asked. A lot of people get stuck in this because the logic is quite complex for the newbies in programming. So I'm saying I'm having a number, fine, equals to say 11. Fine. So we all know that 11 is a prime number. Fine. But how do you check it? So I declare another variable as flag and I set this flag to 0. Correct? Let's write it in a bit clean manner. So I set flag as 0. When I find a prime number, I would simply increment it to 1. Fine. Or if I don't find a prime number, I'll then increment it to 1. So basically I have to set a condition. I'll write that condition. Fine. So for I in range, now here when you're writing the range, what should I write? I should write from I in this range, from 2 to number. I'll tell you why am I doing this. If I modulus, when I is, pardon, not I, number we have, no. So when I divide it and this comes out equal to 0, then what you have to do is you have to make the flag 1, change the value of flag and break. Now this was the reason I was teaching you break statement. This was the reason I had taught you this modulus operator yesterday. Fine. So from 2 to num, because 1 is a factor of every number. Fine. 1 is a factor of every number is a factor to itself. So in this range, what are we excluding? We have excluded 1 and automatically num is not here. Num is excluded because it is the upper limit. The default step increment is of +1. So from 2 to the number, for example, if I say 11, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it would check all these numbers whether 11 is divisible from them or not. If 11 is divisible from any number, fine, any number, be it any number, and it gives out remainder as 0, then only it would be perfectly divisible, then it would be a factor to it. I would increment flag to 1. I would basically make the value of flag 1. I'll break, and after breaking it, I'll come out, fine, and I'll write it here. So indentation again is very important. So I'll write it here. If flag equal to 1, it should print that it's not a prime number, Sonali. Okay, so Sonali, if you're here with us in the class, you have it, fine. And then what you can do is you can use elif or you can use else, whatever you want, fine. So elif flag equal to 0, print Shambhavi was right, it is a prime number, fine. So let's check it out. Let's check it out. So we have our number 11. So Shambhavi is right, it is a prime number, correct? What if I had made it 12? So I would have got, it is not a prime number, Sonali, fine. But what if I give it 1? अगर मैं इसे number 1 दूं, if I give the input 1, it should give me please reload and try again, because nothing is printed here. No statement would execute. Let's check it out. So it has used this because flag is still 0. You get it? The flag is still 0. That's why it has printed it. Had I used else structure here, I'll use else. Fine. Then let's run. Shambhavi was right. It's a prime number. This else would always execute. Correct? But is it handling the number rightly? No, it is not, because this correct input, the correct output that it is giving is not actually correct. 1 is never a prime number, right? Even if I write elif flag equal to 0, then also it is giving me Shambhavi is right, it is a prime number, but 1 is neither prime nor composite. Yes, 1 is neither prime nor composite, so it should give me this statement. How should I handle it? As simple as that. Fine. So what you should do is, rather than putting out this, what I would do is, if num is greater than 1, I would actually use whole of this structure. So if number is greater than 1, only then this particular structure would execute, where all of this would be available, and I'm using the tab statements. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll use this else statements here. Else, what should I write? Tell me, what should I print? I should print 1 is neither prime nor composite. Fine. And let's check it out. So it is showing some indentation error again somewhere. So it is here. So let's fix it here as well. Fine. Now it's fixed. It's still not there. Where is it not fixed? Okay. Yes, it's not fixed here. Correct. Now let's run it. भाई कितना fix कराएगा? लो. Complete program I need to fix. Fine. So this 1 is neither prime nor composite. Fine. Basically what we are doing is, if number is greater than 1, then only all of this would execute. If number is not greater than 1, if number is 1 or number is 0, this would execute. 1 is neither prime nor composite, or we can write even a better output. Please put a number greater than 1. Fine. We can use this out. So we run the code. See? It's working. And what if I give it 7? It should give me prime, right? It is a prime number. Shambhavi should be right. See, it is working. So it is perfectly working. Fine. Prime number code on else block. Okay, so you're wanting this code to be put here. Okay, you want this code to be put here. Okay, no issues. If number less than equal to 1, so you want this genial, correct? It will be easy. No, it is as same as that. It's as same as that. See, output hasn't changed, it is same. Okay, so you want number equal to 1. Low. How does that change anything? It's pretty much the same. Fine. So we've understood about this question. Now what is your homework? First of all, note down the homework, because tomorrow I'll provide the solution to it. What you have to do is calculate factorial of a number, and this is possible with all these loops only. Fine, this is absolutely possible. Calculate factorial of a number. This is what you need to do. I'll tell you the approach. The basic approach in this would be that you have to actually keep on decrementing the number till it reaches 1, and you have to multiply all of them. Fine, very easy. I've told you the logic. All you need to do is this. Fine. So this concludes our lecture. But if you're somebody who's looking for the structured preparation, then Prep Insta Prime, your favorite OTT, is always there for you. You can go ahead, make some really good projects like Netflix movie recommendation, like Amazon user segmentation, like breast cancer detection, and these are very good projects. Fine, so you can actually use them out. You can learn SQL, whatnot, and all these 200 plus courses under one subscription here. You simply put Shukla10 as your coupon code. It will help you out. Along with that, whatever doubt you have, you can reach out to me on my Instagram. I told you this is my Instagram. Fine. So this is my Instagram handle. You can reach out to me here at the rate Shuklaji Speaks. You simply DM me and I would take care of it. Don't worry, follow me there. Alongside that, I have been running a free drive for my students who are facing any doubt in their placements. So you can simply ping me, or if you want to explain it over a call, you can drop your number and I'll make sure my whole team connects to you. Fine. So don't worry about that. That would help you out. That's pretty much for today's lecture. Keep following this, keep coming consistently, keep teaching others, keep helping others, keep doing good for other people. Good will come back to you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye bye. I'll take your leave. I'll keep all these annotations and I'll bid you adieu.